The Macarias are going to ship soon. I'm out of here. I'm going to Toronto. So we're here at Maco HQ. The Macaria speakers are about to ship for the first customers. I just went through the warehouse. I went through the building process. I went through Armando's bathroom. Everything looks amazing. But I don't understand, why haven't you guys shipped your speakers yet? What's taking so long? I'm kidding. Okay. You guys are close. You guys are close to shipping. You're like, I'm here to disturb and add delays to your timeline just because I'm here and bothering you guys.
You're giving us an
but you guys are close.
stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you guys have been breathing over the last few days.
We just sat down for the first time.
Wow.
We're not used to see that.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Oh,
You guys are in the crunch, and I'm like, can I come film a video? And then you're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we invited you a year ago, but okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a year ago I was
No.
the room wasn't wasn't ready. And are you mad that it didn't come a year ago?
No, this is perfect.
You sound a little bit mad.
Maybe just a little.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
No, happy to finally have you here, actually.
So we've been around. Like you showed me the warehouse. We're in your listening room. You guys have a lot of boxes down there.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of speakers.
Yeah. A lot of parts.
So like, what's driving you crazy right now?
No, I'm not looking at him. That he's driving me.
It's kind of what it looked like.
It's me.
No, what's driving us crazy?
Well, it's all the putting everything together, right? Like all the parts are here.
Yeah.
Right. So right now we're on coordinating the assembly, the timing, the shipping, the crating. We're finalizing the design of the crate. That's taking a little bit more because we want it to be super secure. So the company that's doing that, well, we're working on the final design to be able to ship them properly, because the idea is to ship them anywhere in the world. So they are gonna come in a really nice crate. But yeah, that's what we're trying to solve.
Yeah, that's probably not a simple puzzle. You have to find the right people to do it, and then it's like you send them the specs and how much. I can only imagine the back and forth.
Yeah, it's because first we said, well, let's make one for all. So we have all these different materials, and at the end we say we can ship it in cardboard, right? And then talking to basically the approach, which was DHL, like they say, we don't recommend you to ship white cardboard. So we ditched that model, and now we are creating it.
Nothing like shipping a piece of stone that weighs over 100 pounds in a box of cardboard.
Yeah, maybe I was being, I was.
It's like the cardboard would be like, this thing would could break out of the cardboard if they don't hold it well. You would have to have wood bracing on the inside at the minimum.
All the vendors though have been amazing to work with, so it's been a good process that way. But I think just driving crazy is wanting to get them out. We're just really eager because we know, especially all the folks that ordered early and just believed in us, and just can't wait for them to get them. We just want people to have them, but we're really, really close. It's home stretch. We can see the end now.
Yeah. So okay. So the crating is being finished.
Yep.
Every one of these beautiful speakers is assembled by no machines. So most of it you assemble directly?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is the Aura 9. So yeah. So the box of the crossover, which I love, is very special.
Do the nipple pinch on Armando? Not on you. Not on you. On the army there.
So this just to get you an idea. It's
wow.
one piece of 1/4-inch aluminum.
Beautiful. And with the logo on the side, perfect. And it's got the perfect look to go with the bases also for the speakers.
Yeah. So this is what's been machined. Hopefully by next week is finished. It's being here in Canada. So after that, it's going to the power recording facility, and they will be ready to.
And I see that there's some feet on the crossover. Is
Yeah.
that just for testing, or do they come with feet?
They come with it. Okay. It's not these ones, because these ones are absorbers. I think this will be like a super costly upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. For now, they're gonna come with rubber feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you saying you're sure you're gonna offer the feet upgrade as an option or no?
It can be. Actually,
Okay.
that's why the thread is made to be able to fit that
Okay,
M6
cool.
thread. Yeah. So
Wow.
everything can be upgraded.
Like some I've seen on some of the videos so far are the prototype crossovers that you have, but I don't think anyone's gotten the full final production model yet. Or did Thomas have?
Thomas had them.
Thomas had the
them,
final
yeah.
production. So look what Thomas did. Look. Look.
I just don't
Look.
want it to look easily.
This is not supposed to be there, but they sent it to Thomas in stereo and it came back and there was a hole.
He didn't open.
It doesn't look heavy. That's because my arm is resting on my leg. They're like 7 pounds each, these inductors. So
That's
they're all pure copper?
Yeah, it's made in Poland. It's beautiful. It's super open, super that background. Like, it really makes a difference. Like, to me, is that my favorite. Well, for application, is my favorite coil.
So you like how the bass drivers perform?
Yeah, it sounds more open and more clean. Like you will see, like super fast, which helping with the open baffle. It like yeah, that's the best. The one we used first, which was a 10 gauge.
That's the one I had.
Yeah, that's the one you had. So there's a
It's
difference.
just this one's denser.
Yeah.
Okay.
The denser and on this one, being a flat foil.
Yeah.
Really helps. Really helps. You reduce all that interference.
All right, very nice. And then you have this tiny little capacitor here that I would put in the DAC.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the best capacitor that Clarity cap can.
That
do.
Clarity can make.
Yeah.
Wow.
Made in Wales.
It's made in Wales.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are so close. You're already there. Now I really feel bad about being here because it's like not the time. You guys should be doing something far more productive than sitting here looking at a camera.
Well, I think it helps.
Mhm.
To actually relax us a little.
Yeah.
The way we can have
That's
a
great.
chat. It's nice.
It is nice. And we just reached out to all the customers that have purchased, letting them know where we're at. So it can validate that we are actually at that place.
Oh, I'm validating. They're like, you can't see it right now, but one being assembled there, one being assembled there, one being assembled there, 3 being assembled in the back, and then there's the warehouse downstairs. So, but you assemble a full one before you go to the next, or do you focus on doing the same parts of the assembly for multiple speakers, then that same part?
No, we're doing one by one because we need to basically break them a little bit.
Yep.
And to test them, so
Okay.
we can on this one we basically want to test them every set before, so it's one by one, all of them.
Okay. How many hours roughly per each set do you think you're going to put on before you package? One?
No,
Five?
I think they're going to be tested once they are fully assembled. I think at least two days of testing inside. Yeah.
Okay.
Each.
So from these new orders, do you have a lot that are with the floating bases, or are they all floating bases, or it's a mix and match?
No, actually, you have
It's
those
I have the numbers off the top of my head. It's definitely a mix. It's
Okay.
close, I think.
No,
Okay.
no, but I think
More grounded, maybe?
No, it's
more
more
floating.
floating,
More
more
floating.
floating.
More
Yes.
floating.
Yeah.
Okay.
More upgrades to floating.
Did you guys notice that depending on if someone's ordering granite versus walnut, if there's a preference, like are people that are spending the money on the granite getting the floating, or
Yeah.
it doesn't matter? Oh yeah, they are.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think all the grinds are floating.
Okay.
Which actually helps
I think it's a great
a
idea.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
To-
And trust me, you don't want to change those later on if you have a pair of granite.
No, but we have some customers that actually
That's
order
good,
both
Ricky.
pairs of legs, so
Yeah.
they're gonna have them.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
That's-
Very cool. So, say we went too fast on the crossover. I can come back to it.
Yeah.
So on the crossovers as well, from what you were telling me, all of these are in very modern ways biampable, like nobody does. And so you guys also got your jumpers, which are wonderful. Or these jumpers come in.
Yeah.
These ugly jumpers, which are beautiful in their ugliness, kind of like a bulldog. Just kidding, they're beautiful. I'm just making them nervous.
We made the final version without the cases, and there's gonna be this one is mesh. It
Full.
looks even nicer.
Okay.
But it's gonna reduce the area here, so it's easier to handle.
Gotcha.
But the quality is handmade in Germany.
Gotcha. I mean, it's Via Blue who also manufactures it, so I'm not worried about quality and purity of materials. Because why would anyone want to biamp their open baffle speakers? It doesn't make it better. You don't want to catch?
Yeah, with these jumpers, what we wanted to do is at the end. Normally they give you plates or something. We just
jumpers sound better.
We wanted to give the Macaria owner always the best, right? So handmade in Germany with silver and copper, solid copper, and so beautiful. This one basically you don't need to upgrade it unless you want to try.
So, have you personally played with biamping now that you have with the final version of the crossover?
On this one?
Yeah, or not too much?
Yes. I've done it actually.
Yeah.
Obviously, Class D on the bottom is always best.
Agreed.
For the yeah, but I prefer not to because I don't think it's necessary. It makes everything more cumbersome, more cabling, and especially in my little apartment here in Toronto, like no.
And it's complicated too because if you don't have gain matched amplifiers, it can be a problem, and if you don't have phase matched amplifiers, that could be another problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's good. Like the fact that you're using jumpers instead of those little copper plates or those metal plates that a lot of other manufacturers do, that makes a big difference.
Exactly.
Big difference.
Super nice. And at the end, if you wanna play, it's you have always the option, right?
Yeah.
But we worked really hard on the crossover, so at the end, I think it's unnecessary. And we actually with this new crossover and with this coil, we increase the sensitivity of the speaker. So now we're talking about a 92 dB speaker, around 92, 93.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Very friendly.
As now you can run it. Well, I've been running it with a 300 B amp in my apartment, and
it runs.
Yeah.
I mean,
no problem.
Like in my experience, like I tried them. I tried these with the 300 B amp and the walnuts. It sounded great.
Yeah.
There is a difference if you're a bass head and you actually put a higher throughput amplifier for the bass drivers. You'll feel a difference. But I didn't feel like anything was lacking.
Exactly.
For most of the genres I was listening to, it sounded perfectly.
Unless you want like super mark the dynamics and you crank the volume up, then that's when you'll see it.
Right. Yeah, because if the 300B amplifier you're using, they were like single-ended one 300B, not parallel, nothing like that. Right. So you're not gonna run any 92 dB speaker with 6 watts at 105 decibels and be like, wow.
Yeah, no.
You can feel it. It's going through you, and it's called physics.
Yeah, true.
This was actually an addition, though. This wasn't in the original iteration.
Oh,
it
yeah?
actually came somewhat. I want to say it was a suggestion from customers, but people asking, "Is this possible?" So we decided along the way, let's just add it in. So we added it in.
So it's not even an option?
No, it's just built right into the standard. Yeah, but we didn't add costs to that at all. It's just
very cool.
We just said thank you.
Yeah,
very cool.
just to please because at the end it's a lot of cost added.
Yeah,
from
for
adding
us.
the cost of these jumpers
to
adding in like two more sets of binding posts.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of cost, but we want it to be to say thank you to our customers, and it's something they wanted, and it's something.
So for now, it's there. Will it one day become an option? Maybe. So hurry the fuck up if you want these for free. So we got the crossover is phenomenal. The jumpers are there, phenomenal. The other thing that I wasn't expecting was your thermal treated wood for the wood paneling. Everyone's online saw comments on all the videos that have been coming out so far, and people think that they can DIY this. I've DIY'd my speakers using closely similar drivers. Again, this is another thing. Mine are also made out of wood, and mine don't have this result. So when you treat wood thermally, I guess, this will last forever.
Yep.
Literally.
Yep.
Because you showed me your first maple baffles that were not thermally treated, and they look like mine. They got cracks in it, which is normal.
Yeah.
And after you keep that kind of wood that's not thermally treated in a basement, living room, humidity fluctuations, from air conditioning, from summer heat, from whatever, after a few years, cracks will appear in the wood. But when you have a thermally treated piece of wood, so just so I know, so here we have, the maple and the ash. That's right.
Yeah.
So you have the maple and the ash. And you have the walnut over there. We just don't have a sample of the walnut because it's nice. It's nice and dark. But this is very subjective. I mean, I personally would pick the walnut, but there's something about maple because we're in Canada, but the rest of the world probably doesn't give a flying crap about maple. So the walnut's beautiful.
Which is actually, it was thanks to maple that we decided to torrefy all our wood or thermally treat it.
Yeah.
Because we say, okay, we want to have the Canadian wood by excellence, right? But all the internal stress when we were cutting it, it was like either bending or cracking. And we say, okay, it's a no.
We took it out as an option initially. We were going to offer the maple up front, and then we pulled it from the line completely because of that.
So I started like researching what can they do. I'd say, okay, this is the option. And now, like thanks to the thermal treated, we can reintroduce maple, and then we will have the ash. And then we decided, well, this is something that has to be a part of the Maco seal, because if you see, I think there's very few speakers in the market that do thermal treated, and they are actually even more expensive, the ones that use thermal treated compared to us.
All right. So other things that, if you want to torrefy your own wood DIY, enjoy. But the people who are going to be ordering a set of these, like really, it smells like a wine cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Not the moldy part, the good part, the wood part.
Yeah, no,
it smells amazing.
Which is actually is what the thermal treated does that mold, all those fungi. They basically, it kills them, it dries them, and all the sugars is like caramelizing the sugars, right? So that's how you stabilize the wood. It's like aging the wood.
Right. So the sap, when you say the sugars, like the because there's always sap that's left in the wood, and any. Here comes the internet. Sugar in wood? Yes, that's how you make maple syrup. There is sap in wood, in any wood. So that caramelization probably strengthens the wood, makes it harder.
Yeah.
And then the fungi being dried up, essentially, what would become mold. Mm-hmm. And that clears it up.
Yeah.
What do you think? Now that you know what the sound characteristic of the walnut is, meaning it has a slight increase in the mid-range and warmth, like say compared to the transparency and airiness of the granite ones. What's your predictions for the maple one?
It's the same because not the same, but stabilizing, right? Basically, you make it more easy to control, right? So that way, if you have different iterations of wood, like different batches, I mean, they're gonna sound even more similar now.
Okay.
Now everything is
it's far more consistent, like you said. Exactly. Everything more similar. So there's not going to be a huge difference from all the wood models, whether it's a walnut, a maple, or an ash.
Exactly.
They'll all have very similar characteristics. Mm-hmm. But even though you're using this, do you think that it's going to have the same transparency as what the granite does? Because I mean, it's not going to vibrate much, if at all. But that has nothing. There's no vibration on that.
Yeah, no, the wood we always had its resonance. That's a fact.
There'll be a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing. I'm telling you, that's not a bad thing. You think of speakers that are using this kind of wood as musical instruments, like a guitar.
Yeah, no, and that's why we introduced the ash, because we know, and actually it was a musician that he says like, all my guitars are made in ash. I love that sound. Please make it in ash, and that's why they say, well, yeah. We check on the option to have it, and it's American ash, and we have it. So basically, we know that one is is gonna sound excellent.
Okay, because that's a very good point, because this is not a hard wood. This is not going to crack. Yeah. It's different, right? There's layers of glue in this. It won't crack. It's when we're talking about natural hardwoods.
Yeah,
that's a very good point.
Yeah.
So you have the walnut, the maple, and the ash. There's another wooden model, but it's not a hardwood, and that's the ply, the birch ply.
Yep.
It's a different kind of wood. So that you don't torrefy that, because if you were to torrefy that, the glue that's used to bind the ply would not react too well.
No, the way
It's not required.
Yeah.
Like the birch panels don't crack. They don't do any of that sort.
Exactly. No, the way they're made is like there are like you have the grain here, one here. It's basically it's already threaded with the glue.
Yeah.
So it's naturally stable. Well,
Right.
It's by the way it's engineered. It's
So I have to specify that, because sometimes people online think, oh, but I ordered the ply. You're fine. Stay with the ply. Don't worry. They'll have a trade-up program in 10 years.
Oh, we have it now.
Oh, you have it now?
No,
So wait,
it's actually
no, no.
yeah.
Are you serious? So someone that owns this, after a while, says, I'd like to upgrade to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you
We
take
haven't
this one.
worked out all the details yet,
Okay.
but the idea is there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's from the beginning when we're thinking on all this. So it's going to be part of it's an easy upgrade.
So, okay, what I'm about to say, they've never heard me say this, and it might be total bullshit. But considering how intelligently you design and built these speakers to be, they're not modular by any means, but should you ever need to service the drivers, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Mhm.
A, because they're open baffle. B, because of the mounts that you chose to use instead of going directly into the material. But that could even mean that down the line, if you choose to make a revision to some of these drivers to have new drivers for a different type of sonic character, someone could choose to change it, because crossover external,
Yeah.
easy. Changing drivers, easy.
Yep.
So that could even be something, not saying you're going to do that, but should you guys ever decide one day to have a model that has a different sonic experience?
Yep. No, that's exactly what we wanted from the series. Like, is one of the advantages of Open Baffle, and that's we paid so much attention on creating a really nice baffle, right?
Yeah.
Which is something you may either wanna like keep forever, and then maybe there's upgrades or something later. It's easy. It's also very easy to service, or maybe you want to upgrade the baffle and just So it's something. So we want to take advantage of that. Like whatever you want to do, like either you choose your material, you choose the sonic characteristic you want.
The aesthetic characteristic,
Aesthetic, that's the
however you
word.
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
The aesthetic. Yeah.
And actually now I'm seeing the polished granite in person, and it's spectacular.
Mhm.
It's really nice. Like I had the
Natural.
the natural, that's what you call it, and it was beautiful. But I mean, when you have that beautiful fancy lighting in your sound room or living room, the sparkle that comes off of this thing, it's like a piece of jewelry. The only thing I'm kind of worried though is, what if people like them too much, and your orders go out of control, like too many orders? You guys are building these by hand. Like you guys don't want to turn into the next deckware of like having 3 years of wait list, or maybe you do. You weren't expecting this
Depends
question.
on what out of hand is. If it's that out of hand, then we can maybe add a couple of people to the build
Yeah,
process.
like-
If it's that, I mean, the one part of this whole first batch, as with anything, and part of why the process takes so long, is that we have to overbuy over the amount that we've actually sold, right? All the parts, all the components, all the things, except for the baffles themselves.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of what we need to, get a number of orders out. But we do
For you, that's a
we
challenge.
need a lead time
Yeah,
to build.
For you, that's it adds challenge, logistical costs, and all that.
Yeah.
It's not that simple to freaking build commercial speakers. For us as consumers, it's good news, because anyone who's buying these speakers, trust me, there's a warehouse of materials and drivers. Why? Because they can't just order 5, 10, 20. It's like, oh, you want to order this? Or you want it custom made? You want massive upfront and logistics, and you got to store the stuff. But if you need to replace, warranty, and so on and so forth. Actually, then this could be off camera, because you look nervous where I'm going.
I'm just listening to the ice cream truck.
There's an ice cream truck?
It's
Yeah.
raining outside.
We have ice. Do you guys have ice cream trucks like in the old days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Where was I going with the
Because
warranty?
you said if you guys ever have trouble with
Yes.
the warranty.
Okay.
and then
So
I
with the
was
warranty
scared,
for
but I
the
didn't.
the warranty for the drivers, you guys are independent to take care of these drivers. So nobody has to deal with the manufacturer of your drivers. It's you guys, because the drivers are made as per your specification. It's not that whatever people say online it is, oh, you just have to go here and you and buy them. No.
And we have a bunch.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Have a look. Look at this. Oh.
That's 29 pounds, almost 30 pounds magnet right there.
Am I dreaming, or is the wiring also upgraded? It's a different wiring.
It actually is upgraded. Yes.
Okay, so tell everyone what amplifier they have to buy.
That's a good one.
You can't. You can't say that. No one would know. That would create.
You know,
but can we talk?
The cheapest I've tried.
Can
the
we-
Wilson R300, the one.
No kidding. With the Wilson R300, you were satisfied.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Actually.
Even if you wanted to say what we use, like that Expono we use traffic.
Oh yeah, was that the KT170 amplifier or the? Yeah.
KT 150.
150. Sorry, I have it on good authority of friends that were there and were in the room.
AVX audiophile.
Yeah, absolutely. James and his cronies.
Mm-hmm.
They came back a number of times.
But they did?
Yeah.
So James and the skinny guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
You know what I mean by the skinny guy, right? He's a little bit
he was
skinnier.
on camera, I think. Too.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Kelly, that's you, skinny. Were you guys still thinking of sending them a pair at some point for them to try it out, or no? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. The thing is, since
Oh yeah, logistics and your clients
Maybe
want
not
them
yet,
first.
yeah.
right now the priority is just to get them to all customers.
Yep.
And after that, we'll go back to start touching
That's cool.
reviewers. Yeah.
You guys did one thing that was great is you also went with suppliers of things that you needed that you already had an idea of reliability of these groups, these individuals, the quality of the people that were there. Like I don't want to, just based from stories that we talked about, we don't need to mention names or go into details, but like the people building your crates, you guys are dealing with these people for a reason.
Mhm.
It's not just, you didn't go on the yellow pages and went, crate builders, let's pick the first one.
Yeah.
No, like you,
A crates.
right. So you go through, you went through like people that you know that have dealt with them for other
Right.
products, other reasons. It's same thing with the drivers. You guys experienced the drivers beforehand. You guys are even Canadian distributors for the company that now builds your custom drivers. Like you've done your work, you've done your research, you have relationships with these groups and these individuals. So I think you should be okay, even for the things that you said it might not be here yet.
Right.
You know.
And they're all great. Like everybody's
Oh, for-
been so supportive of.
Yeah.
our-
For example, Via Blue, which is
Oh.
like it's basically like been supporting our work from day one.
day one.
Because I knew the quality and what they can deliver, and actually when I started like finalizing the lines of the design of Macaria, I contacted Via Blue. I said I'm gonna use a lot of your parts because I really like your products. So, for example, the absorbers, they were from the beginning of the design, they were meant to be there.
Mhm.
And then the cables.
Yeah.
And then and they've been supporting us a lot, right? So like even to create special jumpers just for us, handmade in Germany, so we know the quality is superb. I'm really grateful. With all those brands that have supported, like big thank you to Via Blue actually.
Yeah, and
This
and
is
I
crazy.
hope it goes without saying it's the people behind it. It's obviously the products but the people that we're working with behind, like that we've just become. It's almost like a big family now. It's a big Maco family, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
So super supportive.
That's why I'm here,
Yeah.
because I don't care about big companies that treat people like numbers. I just care about good people making good product to make a living.
Yep.
You guys,
Yeah.
love Steve at Techwear,
Yeah.
amazing guy.
Yeah.
Recently I've buddies with Don at Cryotone. We've become actually good friends. Great people. You guys are amazing. Like it's what matters now in life. There's so much garbage around us that when you find good people
Mhm.
that are passionate about doing something like this, 100% all in. So can I have crossover points?
Okay.
I think you mentioned this on some of the videos I've seen.
It's always 300.
300?
To me, is the sweet spot.
Okay.
For those drivers, 300 is the crossover point for this.
And you felt, mind you, okay, I don't have this driver, but you felt that with this driver, you needed to get this one to go all the way up to 300.
Yes.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Because mine's it's not the same, but conceptually, there's a big difference than where I cut mine off.
Actually, yeah, and actually that came from Capital when we say, I was designing it and we did a lot of hearings. And then they say, okay, I think you need a little bit more work in the meets.
Okay.
And then that's when I started to work on that. And then, experimenting and switching all those crossover points and using the active. I think that was our sweet spot when I started to balance everything.
Okay, but I actually even remembered in my own adventures, I can understand why. Because just at the height where they're located on the baffle, it would make a driver like that feel not as full at the 100 to 150 hertz range.
Mm-hmm.
But when I brought mine down roughly there, it actually improved that response.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you say, that proximity to the ground to expand the weight. Yeah.
Yeah, so that comes into play also. I forgot about that. All right, so then the 300 hertz crossover point makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It does. Okay, congratulations. You did it really well. Awesome. See how people judge you like that? After like 13 seconds conversation. Oh, well done.
I approve.
So once all these orders go out and everything like that, is there anything on the horizon that you guys can wink at, or you just want to get through this part of the journey first? And that's okay.
Let's get through this part of the journey first.
Yeah, no, and I think that
Yeah, no.
this stage right now is ship and then focus for Capital,
Shows,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so which is in November.
Yeah.
That will be our focus for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to add, also what we're starting to do is have ambassadors throughout the U.S. We're looking at very specific locations where we are able to have individuals who want to work with us to basically create a listening room for the Macos. We have our first one that will be in Portland, so we'll look for that soon on the website.
Okay.
And yeah, so that we've actually got a partner there that is pretty much almost ready to go, and yeah, it'll be our first one. So essentially, what that is a place for people to be able to come who are in the States to listen and hopefully get some information and purchase.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So part of even going to Capital, hopefully we'll meet people who may be interested, and if the fit is right and the synergy is right, then we can certainly talk.
It's a place also for people to hear them in a real setting. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Cool.
Setting.
I like that. So if you have to keep a pair, once all the craziness goes through, your clients start getting their orders, happy, you guys get into your groove. Which one do you pick for yourselves in your home? The granite?
For me,
marble?
it's the granite.
You use the granite?
For me, it's the granite.
I love the granite, and I actually really love the white quartz. I really, really love, but it doesn't go in my space. Yeah, the walnut kind of matches my room aesthetic. So
Interesting.
Yeah. It's,
but between
we can
the
make
stone,
it. You should hear
yeah,
it.
between
We
the
can
stone
assemble
and the
it,
wood, though.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just saying, like if we were to categorize, at least we're always saying like more defined and warmer in the woods. Like
No, and it's subtle because
yeah,
the walnut to the granite.
Yeah.
I heard the difference.
yeah, yes,
But
that's different.
To untrained ears,
That's
No.
and
You're
that's
not
the
gonna
thing,
hear it
and
much.
that's the thing is honestly, if someone's ears are that trained that they know and they want, then I don't know, like you have to figure that out. Like you're just gonna have to figure out
Right.
what you want to do with that. Like
yeah, I would strongly recommend that people go with what they find visually appealing
Yeah.
over the tiny sonic differences.
Yeah.
Because if you sacrifice the one that you find the most beautiful,
Yeah.
thinking, oh, but this one will give me the sound that I think
Right.
I want,
Yeah.
you're going to be disappointed.
And
Go
also-
with the one that you
yeah.
prefer the look.
Yeah.
Exactly. Otherwise, you get analysis to paralysis.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh, for sure. I know it's what happens to a lot of audiophiles.
And this is basically specially made by Baffle for Maco.
Wow.
And you can.
So this is the harness, guys, right? Goes from the crossover to the drivers.
Yeah.
And they're made by Via Blue,
Exactly.
For us.
specifically for you guys. So this was yet another one of those things that you probably had to order our warehouse for to get these custom made for you. Was there any relationship between you using this harness when you were playing around with the crossover in terms of voicing?
Yeah, of course.
So the voicing was done using this.
Yeah.
So people can't, like, even if people want to change this afterwards, to me, that just means that they're going down a rabbit hole of money, time, and trial and error.
Yeah.
Because every time you go against what was used to voice, like you're playing with the sonic character.
Yeah, because Via Blue, what they use three different materials. You use pure copper, they use tin, and they use silver. Okay, according to their cables, depending where the cable was the signal they're gonna transmit, right? So on the harness, we have separate materials going for the top and different materials going for the bottom. So it's part of the knowledge Via Blue share with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it's like it's like people who get a tube amplifier and think, I can't wait to tube roll. The tubes that are there are the tubes that the designer used to select all the components in the amplifier to tune to voice it. So if you start playing with tube rolling, there's a big chance that the first set of tubes you're going to put in there, you'll be like, I don't like it. Oh, these tubes sound too bright, or these tubes sound too warm, or too bright, or too bloated. Yeah, but that's because the components in the amp were picked to be matched with the tubes that they ship out, because that's what they want the amp to sound like. Yeah. It's like that for any components in hi-fi. Unfortunately, people think that when you start rolling, changing cables, changing harnesses, changing jumpers, sometimes it gets better, sometimes it does not.
Yeah.
And when it does not, it's when a lot of people think it's snake oil.
Yeah.
But it's not. These are beautiful, guys. Are they properly welded? Yeah.
They're actually, yeah.
Yeah, they're not breaking. I like it. That'd be cool. Guys, thank you very much again. Let's record some sound demos so you guys get to hear. We'll play 4 of them at the same time. No, we'll play whatever's hooked up. I think it was the Birch one that was hooked up, but whatever. Yeah. Worst case, Armando has to go. Bye! What a great trip. Deborah and Armando, some of the greatest people I've met. Great people who make great speakers. The attention to detail and quality to all the parts that they are incorporating as part of the Macaria speakers, from the build of the cabinet of the crossover, the parts in the crossover, the simplistic design of the crossovers, to the harness, to the jumpers, to the type of materials that they got Via Blue to use for the bass driver versus the top driver to max the performance, to make things sound just the way they were aiming for. It's just great. That's the kind of stuff I love. It's, like I said a few seconds ago, great people making great speakers. And to me, that's what it's all about. And on top of it, you get great sound. I'm telling you, great sound. When I had the Macarias here, the Macarias sounded a certain way because my rig is tuned for a certain type of sound. When I heard the Macarias at Maco HQ using Class D amplification and a crazy expensive DAC, the Mola Mola DAC, the Macarias were completely transformed from when I used them in my room. Of course, I have a single-ended, low-watt tubes, way too many tubes, 20 of them, 19 or 20 of them, compared to a Class D Mola Mola DAC. Sorry, Class D amplifier, the HDD monoblocks with a Mola Mola DAC, compared to my tube output DAC, to my tube preamp, to my 300B amp. It's different. And that tells me that the Macaria speakers scale, they're transparent, they simply will reveal the rig, the components that you pair them with. And that is a quality in a speaker that, in my opinion, we should all look for. Thanks for watching. This was a lot of fun.